Hi everyone, hope everyone is well. This is my unboxing and some initial thoughts and impressions of 1793 Patriots and Traitors, the French Revolution, Year 2, published by Sound of Drums Games. It's quite a heavy box. Just turn it over and have a look at the back. So, we have citizens, history frowns upon us. It's time for a revolution, and indeed, why not? So, in the contents of the game, we've got a couple of boards, faction sheets, locations, 150 cubes. We've got playing cards, and it does describe itself as an asymmetrical, card-driven board game that allows the players to relive the most critical and most violent years of the French Revolution. 47 wooden pieces, multiplayer rules manual, and a solo stroke 2-player rules manual. 4-player aid sheets and some cotton bags. Players 1 to 5. Playtime 30 to 120 minutes. Complexity right bang in the middle of a medium, and 10 out of 10 on solitaire suitability. I will be, when I've done the unboxing, this is the next game I'm going to get to the table, and I'll be playing it both solo and I will be playing it with a bunch of friends. So just to see what I think to it. But again, it's definitely a sizable game. So I'm going to get the shrink off and we'll have a look what's inside. Right, I'm just going to go through every single thing you get in the box exactly as it came to me. So first we have our multiplayer rulebook. Then there is a separate rulebook here for the 1 to 2 players rulebook. Got Paris board player aid, double-sided. We have our leader cards player aid. This looks like it folds out, so we'll have a closer look at that. Later. Law cards player aid, again double-sided folded. Action cards player aid, that's the same, folded. Looks very nice. This, we have our board, and we'll have a closer look at that as well. Then we have some tiles. Looks like a couple of sheets of those. Double-sided, look very nice. Then we have our 1793 Patriots and Traitors map. A whole big bag full of wooden cubes and counters and so forth, which look very nice indeed. I'll move them to the side there. Cards. They look great. We'll have another look at them. Then move to the side. Then we have a load of cotton bags with the logos of the different factions. I am not going to try and pronounce the French names. My French pronunciation is absolutely diabolical. And then we have, these are very nice. These look like faction related player, I won't say player aid, but maybe they are. They look great. That's everything. So what I'll do now is we'll have a closer look at some of these individual components of the game. So here we've got the multiplayer rulebook, full color, as you can see. Paper quality feels good. It's a little bit more, because I'm filming under studio lights, they're going to wash the colors out a little bit, so it's definitely a more vibrant color than what I'm seeing on my camera screen. Nicely laid out, a list of all the different game components. We've got our page of setup here. It's a very nice sort of graphical style. Certainly, one of the things I liked about their other games is the quality of both the graphic design the spaciousness of the rule books. We've got some sections on a little bit about the history. Got a page here on the turn order game. Then we've got some details about the board. Yeah, everything looks very nicely laid out. Again, looks very clear. Nice big font. I read with reading glasses, so I'm always very mindful about how easy things are to read to the eye. We've got sections on the cards. So we're at page 15. So even though the rule book looks very detailed, because it's nice big font and nice spacious graphic design, I can see from my experience, yeah, this feels like a medium level complexity of a game. Then we've got an example of a round. So often with games, I like to go through the examples of play with the components in front of me to help me understand the game. And this looks like a good way of doing that. It's actually showing you exactly what to do with the instructional arrows there. We've got a section on the glossary. It's always very useful, and page references, excellent. Looks absolutely lovely. High quality, looks great. So next we'll have a look at the solo 2-player and solo rulebook. So we've got the 1 to 2 players rulebook. I think you'll need to, if you want to play the game solo or with 2 players, you'll probably need to read the multiplayer rulebook as well. From the looks of it, this is a much shorter rulebook, and the reason I think that is because this looks to be a much shorter rulebook with a section on differences with multiplayer. Here we are, differences with multiplayer. Again, nicely laid out, very clear, nice and colourful. Again, the camera's probably washing that out a little bit. I've got a section on gameplay. Again, looks quite detailed. Again, makes me sort of think this definitely feels like a medium level complexity game. Got a section here on the about the section about the history, which is great. And again, very nice. I do like. It's quite interesting having a separate rule book for the 1 to 2 player rules. As I said, what I'll do after I've done this unboxing video, I will learn the game, go through the mechanics of the game with the playing it solo. So I will be trying out the solo version of the game first before I play with other players, and I may well do a video talk about the how the solo game works. So let's have a look at some more stuff. So we've got our boards laid out here. They are both mounted boards. Very nice they are too. They've got a good thick material. They fold well on the crease. They join up nicely here. There's all sorts of things I look for when I look at a mounted map or a mounted board for these sort of games. The finish is very nice. It's got a kind of a matte finish to it. The colours are nice and vibrant. Again, probably a little bit more vibrant than what you're seeing on film. This is a one-piece board. You can just turn it over so you can see. They're like that. Looks extremely well made, both in the production, the printing and the finishing, but also the graphic layout, the graphic design, the game design language looks very clear. I can clearly read everything that's on the board. Might not be familiar with every term, of course, but as I've not learned the game, but certainly the readability of both maps looks very good. The other thing that's interesting about this board, and you can't really see on the video too much, is it actually has cuts in the board. So and I'm assuming this is the case, you place some of these cards here into the sections on the board. And I shall be reading all about those in the rulebook. And they fit, for example, I think this one fits here, fits very nicely into the board, really easy. and can be moved to, it can be taken out just as nicely. And the cut, so when the cutter plate's coming down at the printers, the cut looks very good. Certainly in terms of and you can see that from the sort of the nothing's being cut off on that. So it looks both these look absolutely fantastic, high quality. Certainly this Sound of Drums have already sort of set a really high benchmark in terms of the production quality, in terms of the print finish. Looks absolutely excellent. And these are all sort of recessed, as it were. So no doubt you place counters or tokens in here. The same for these sections here and these two sections at the top of the map here. This does not have that, but it does have these spaces here that no doubt have gameplay implications. So when I go through the rulebook, I'll be reading about those, and when I do both a review and or any playthroughs, etc., I'll be talking about, no doubt, all of these. But so in terms of the quality, it looks very good. The one thing I would also say, as you can see from laying these two maps out here, it is normal size, if there is such a thing, footprint on the table. You're going to need a reasonable amount of space. This is my main gaming table, and I could see by the time I've got everything laid out, it will be taking up the majority of the space. The fact that you need to have two maps, for example, sort of indicative of that. So I think next we'll have a quick look at some of the player aids. So here I've got the different player aids laid out, and the reason I showed them like this is because you generally, in terms of their sort of layout on the table, you got three types. So this one here, for example, is just double-sided. These two are single fold and double-sided, like we can see here. For example, this is the leader cards player aid. And on the back, we've got the different details about some of those cards there. This is the lore cards player aid here, and it follows the same sort of format, double-sided with a fold. And then we have this one here, the action cards player aid, and this is two folders, so it's 3 sheets of information there. And again, double-sided. As you can see there, for example, like that. And, from experience, I would say with some player aids, you use them an awful lot in a game. And with some player aids, they're there for the occasional quick point of reference for the player. I don't know yet if these will be the former or the latter. But certainly, again, they're going to take up a certain amount of space on the tables, on the table. Graphically, they look absolutely fantastic. Look very, very clear, nicely laid out, very easy and straightforward to read. As you can see here, they are detailed. So again, it's just reinforcing that sort of medium level of at first glance, medium level of complexity or detail of the game. But they look great. Cards, paper stock, they are paper. Is very nice. Printing finish is very nice. The cut is very good. The folds are very good. All the graphical elements, the artistry of the graphics look excellent, as you would expect. So they look great. We'll have a look at the cards next. Here I've got some of the cards laid out, and the first thing that struck me when I opened the cards from the cellophane is, and you can't really see it on the video, but the thickness of the card itself is incredible. The finish on the cards is absolutely fantastic. They've got a really sort of luxurious matte sort of finish and a heavy. They're still a playing card stock. They're still cards, but the quality is absolutely fantastic. I do have a bunch of games in my sort of collection that are very sort of card orientated. I don't have too many, but these are certainly, I would consider these absolutely excellent. As is the graphic design and layout of the cards. It's both informative. I mean, I don't understand all these symbols here yet because I haven't played the game or learnt the game, but just at first glance, the design looks very thematic with period pieces of artwork, and the text, the copy, is very easy to read, very clear, nicely laid out, spacious. I'll just have a quick flick through some of the cards that you get in the game. As you can see here, again, very, very sort of thematic in terms of the artwork that's been chosen and picked. They are very nicely done, very nicely done indeed. I can't wait to kind of see what gameplay implications they all have in the game, and you get plenty. There's plenty of them as well. The angry mob. There we go. That's often what we think of when we think about the French Revolution. And I certainly will be spending some time over the next week or so as I learn the game in the evenings, play the game in the evenings, doing some sort of historical research. The French Revolution is something, like everybody we know something about, but not to the extent that I know about for other periods of history. Again, very nicely done. I do like this sort of graphic design language they've used for these characters here. It's very nice. It certainly feels incredibly evocative of the period. There we have the guillotine, of course. Constitution of 1793. I also like the graphic design on this side of the card. It's also very nice. Certainly one of the things I've probably mentioned it a few times in this video that I love about the Sound of Drums games is the quality in all the artistry of the layout, of the visual design language is excellent, absolutely first class. Quality of this game it looks incredible. So these are absolutely fantastic. And again, here we are with the wooden gameplay components. So we've got some cubes and counters and so forth, and these look great as well. The colours are very rich. We'll open this back here and have a look at some of them. The finish is very, very good. Nice printing on them. Colour, sort of paint finish, excellent, absolutely excellent. Again, if I think about the games I've got in my collection that's sort of comparable, this extremely favourable. They look absolutely great, well made, well finished, neatly bagged all up, which helps in the setup, and of course putting the game back in its box together. Absolutely lovely, really, really good. Again, an excellent selection of components there for the game. So in conclusion, this is a big game and there is a lot to it. We talked about the cards, we showed the rulebook, the maps, the player aids, the drawstring canvas bags are absolutely lovely. Again, high quality it's literally every single component of this game shouts high quality at you. There's a lot to take on board. There's going to be a lot for me to read. At first glance, it looks like a lot of games I've got, in the sense that I will sit down and read through the rule books with the board in front of me, go through those examples of play, understand the mechanics so that I can then play the game both as a one-player game, both solo, solitaire, and also then teach other people how to play and how the game works. That sort of system works quite well for me when I want to play a game of this level of complexity. And it does look, as I've said multiple times, it does definitely looks like a medium level of complexity of game. I'll know a lot more when I've gone through the rulebook. But in terms of the quality of the components is absolutely excellent. I was blown away by Sound of Drums game. Alau which I've covered extensively on my YouTube channel in terms of the quality of the components of that game, and this looks equally absolutely excellent. The attention to detail of the artistry of the graphic design is absolutely fantastic. The visual language looks absolutely fantastic. All the readability of the game, which is key for me, looks amazing. I can't wait to get the rulebooks out this afternoon and go through and start to learn the game, get the game set up. It does look, as I've said before, it does look like you need quite a bit of space. So I will need to clear this gaming table of all the other things that are on it, so that I've got plenty of room. And I will feature the game. I'll probably do a video talking about how I found playing through the game solo, certainly first, and then do a full review once I've done that several times and played through the game with different levels of players as well. But the quality of the game looks astounding. If you've ordered the game, pre-ordered the game, whatever, I do not think you're going to be disappointed by what you get for your money and the quality of the things that the components that makes the game up. Absolutely knocked it out of the park yet again. Sound of Drums, excellent work for all involved. If you're following the game, any thoughts, please leave a comment in the comments section. Super interested to what everyone else thinks about the game, but I'm certainly very much looking forward to getting it out onto the table and learning it. And then, as I said, I'll make some videos sort of describing my thoughts and playthroughs and so forth like that. And thanks a lot for watching as ever, and take care. Thank you.